You are standing in a crowded room. You just made a terrible, embarrassing mistake. Everyone turns to look at you all at once. You feel a sudden rush of intense heat. It starts in your neck and rises fast. Your face is practically glowing in the dark. You are broadcasting your absolute humiliation to every single person staring at you. You cannot stop it from happening, no matter how hard you try to hide it. This makes absolutely no evolutionary sense. Every other animal tries to hide its weakness. We are the only species that blushes this way, and for a long time nobody knew exactly why. Today you will learn the incredible evolutionary theory behind it. Let us start with a massive biological misconception. People think evolution always rewards the strongest. They think nature only selects for cunning behavior. In the animal kingdom, deception is a massive advantage. A wounded animal tries to look completely healthy. A frightened animal puffs up to look incredibly large. Predators camouflage themselves to blend into the shadows. Prey animals play dead to avoid being eaten. The wild is an absolute masterclass in lying. Never show your enemy what you are actually feeling. Never reveal your vulnerability to the rest of the pack, because showing weakness usually means you get eaten. But human beings do something completely and utterly unique. We evolved a glowing red physical alarm system, a biological siren attached directly to our faces. It lights up when we feel deep shame. It tells everyone around us that we feel guilty. Charles Darwin spent years studying this exact phenomenon. He called it the most peculiar of all human expressions. He thought it was a completely baffling biological mystery, because blushing makes little sense for pure survival. If surviving means being clever and deeply cunning, why would evolution force us to self-snitch? Why hardwire a lie detector into our own skin? To answer this, we have to look inside your body. We have to look at what your nervous system is doing when you feel sudden extreme embarrassment or shame. Your sympathetic nervous system instantly reacts. It operates completely outside of your conscious control. It behaves as if you are in serious physical danger. Your brain floods your bloodstream with adrenaline. Your heart starts beating rapidly against your ribs. Your breathing becomes noticeably fast and remarkably shallow. This is the ancient human fight or flight response. But then your body does something extremely unusual. The blood vessels in your face suddenly dilate. They expand to let more blood rush through. The tiny muscles wrapped around your facial veins relax. Scientists call this specific physical process vasodilation. It forces warm blood right beneath your facial skin. Some researchers believe your face evolved into a kind of display screen, a signal broadcasting your internal moral state, turning your cheeks bright red for everyone to see. You cannot consciously control these tiny blood vessels. You cannot simply decide not to blush today. It is a completely involuntary biological response, and evolution rarely wastes energy on random accidents. If a trait survives for hundreds of thousands of years, it likely means that trait helped keep our ancestors alive. Think about our closest relatives in the primate world. Chimpanzees and gorillas are incredibly smart and social animals. They understand hierarchy and they understand brutal dominance, but they do not blush when they make a mistake. When a lower-ranking chimpanzee angers an alpha male, it does not glow red with sudden deep embarrassment. It uses physical posture to de-escalate the tension. It crouches low and bares its teeth in submission. It makes specific vocalizations to beg for forgiveness. These are entirely voluntary physical actions. The chimpanzee chooses to lower its body to survive. Humans may have evolved an entirely different social technology because human social structures became infinitely more complicated. We developed something scientists call theory of mind. The ability to step outside of our own heads, the ability to imagine what other people think of us. This cognitive leap likely changed how we needed to survive. We became aware that we were being constantly perceived. We became invested in how the group judged us. Imagine you are a hunter-gatherer living in prehistory. You are living roughly 100,000 years ago. You are standing on the African savanna. You rely on your small tribe for almost everything. You need them to share their hard-earned food. You need them to watch your back in the dark. If you got kicked out of this group, you likely died. Exile in the prehistoric world was extremely dangerous. There was little chance of surviving alone among apex predators, which means your social reputation may have mattered as much as any resource. You had to constantly show you were a good group member. You had to prove you were worth keeping around. But human beings are incredibly smart and capable of deception. We developed the cognitive ability to lie effectively. We could steal extra food from the communal pile. We could break the rules and simply deny it. We could scheme and manipulate the people around us. Words alone were not always enough to prove your innocence, because anyone could speak a convincing lie in the dark. Many researchers believe groups needed a way to know who to trust. They needed a social signal that was difficult to fake. Some anthropologists believe gossip evolved to track social reputations. Gossip may have worked like a prehistoric background check. If you did something selfish, the group might find out. They might sit around the fire at night and talk. They would decide if you were still safe to hunt with. They would decide if you were becoming a liability. This is where the social pressure may have become intense. A damaged reputation could threaten your place in the group. You needed a way to instantly repair damaged social bonds. You needed a way to show you were genuinely sorry. Imagine you are caught taking something from the tribal fire. You are standing holding something that does not belong to you. The tribe surrounds you and demands a clear answer. If your face remains completely blank and intensely cold, if you look at them without a single flicker of emotion, the tribe may read that as a lack of remorse. They may assume you do not care about their rules. A person who feels no shame can seem like a threat. Distrust like that can damage the bonds keeping a tribe alive. Physical strength alone meant little without deep social trust. If nobody trusted you to share resources fairly, the rest of the tribe had less reason to protect you. In that world, that kind of person risked being cast out. But what happens if your face suddenly burns bright red? What happens if you involuntarily flush with deep color? That uncontrolled blush may communicate something powerful to the group. It suggests you understand you broke an important rule. It suggests you care about their collective opinion. It functions like an involuntary biological apology. You cannot deliberately fake a blush to manipulate the group, so the tribe could reasonably trust your shame was genuine. Seeing your flushed face may have eased their anger. Blushing may work as a kind of psychological de-escalation tool. It suggests you are bound by the same social contract. It suggests you possess a functioning human conscience. Many researchers believe ancient people who blushed were more readily forgiven. Meanwhile, those who showed no visible remorse risked greater social cost. Over thousands of generations, this trait may have become deeply hardwired. We may be a species that apologizes partly through our biology. This can change how you view your own embarrassment. You probably hate it when your face suddenly turns red. You feel incredibly exposed in that moment. You desperately try to look down and cover your glowing cheeks. You think it makes you look foolish in front of strangers. You assume you are failing some basic test of confidence, but your body may be doing something quietly remarkable. It may be running ancient social survival technology from deep in our past. It may be proving to everyone in the room that you belong. It suggests that you are a highly cooperative social creature. It suggests that you value harmony over your own immediate ego. Other animals bare their teeth to establish their dominance. They fight to secure their place in the hierarchy. Humans may have thrived by doing something different. We may have advanced through extreme collaborative social trust. We may have survived partly because we cared what others thought. Your nervous system may be honoring that ancient survival pattern today. Your blushing face may be some of the most honest proof of that trust. It is a kind of language far older than spoken words. It is like a quiet signal flickering across your skin. It tells the group that you are fundamentally one of them. So the next time you drop something in a quiet room and you feel that sudden heat flooding into your cheeks, try not to be frustrated with your own nervous system. Try not to hide your face from the people watching you. That heat may be one reason your ancestors survived. That deep red glow may be a visible sign of human empathy. It may be quiet proof that you belong to this species.